the weeds. So, oh, gee, we should be this more efficient. But if you start to think about that, what's that experience? What are we trying to accomplish? We map how we're doing that, and we also look at the resources consumptions. What falls out of that are a series of initiatives against that objective. So I can, how can I improve? So, for example, in efficiency effectiveness, the old issue, I've got a person on the phone, and an efficiency issue, I can resolve that issue in 20 seconds or 30 seconds or 2 minutes. But if I leave the real issue unresolved and I've just answered the phone, I haven't done it. I'd rather spend 5 minutes with the individual and completely resolve it, because then I won't be talking to them. They won't be hammering away at me for the next month and a half to try and resolve that issue. If I could spend 5 minutes with them and really resolve it. So that starts to inform the kind of technology investments we have as we start to think about that. And I think what we've found as we've worked with clients, the trap of kind of thinking about, and I firmly believe in best practice, but the trap of thinking about it at the unit level is that it doesn't resolve it. You tend to be solving little bits of it and actually aggravating the problem, because we tend to decompose the problem and think about this or that or this, and I can get that cheaper or can that a little better. But I perhaps now added 16 steps or some number of steps. I have under-empowered. I no longer have an empowered individual who has enough information to make a decision. And if the person was to make that, if I could get that empowered individual to make that decision, or ideally the individual to empower the self-service person to be able to make the decision, and spend that, I can cut a lot of cost out of it. And what we're finding is that, almost it's like money drops from heaven when you start to do that, because you start to get very significant improvements in total cost. But as you pointed out, you may be choosing to spend a little more or invest a little more here and there in order to achieve that. So if I can leave you with one idea, on time and in full.
Very good. Jim, do we have any questions from the audience on trends? Any other questions on this topic? Good. We're actually going to move on to